Hey, welcome back to Jason's Arcade Plus. Glad you could make it. In this video, we are going to continue the Crossfire ISX build series. And if you recall where we left off in the last video, we had just assembled the engine mount. It's been a couple months, so it's had plenty of time to dry. That being said, with this video, we are actually going to install the engine mount into the rocket body, install the nozzle, got a little bit of cutting to do, attach the fins and launch lug, attach the shock cord which holds the parachute, and actually prepare their recovery system. And we'll go over all that in fine detail, but yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get this thing started. So let's get started here. So if you recall, we finished off with gluing the centering rings around the engine mount, and the engine hook are firmly in place and dried at this point. I'm going to put a link up in the video where you can go back and watch part 1 and part 2 of the build series to kind of get you up to speed where we're at this point. So installing the engine mount, we had already marked an area on the engine mount of about 1/8 of an inch towards the end, where we're going to align it with the body tube. That way there's a portion sticking out. So let's go ahead and grab our glue, our trusty E6000 Plus. I like to use a Q-tip. We'll just put a little bit of dab on there, and we'll run it on the inside of the body tube. Maybe a little bit more just in case. There we go. And then we'll do an area just below the fin slots. And just kind of run Q-tip on the inside of the body tube. That should be good. Go ahead and slide this baby into place. And then we'll stop here at the mark that we had already made previously. And that should be good. So you have a portion of the engine mount sticking out the back, and the engine hook, of course. And we'll let this dry for a bit. All right, for our next step, we're going to be installing the nose nozzle, but first we need to do a little bit of cutting of the nose cone and remove some burrs with the sandpaper. So let's start cutting away. Some tough plastic here. All right, and so this piece you're going to end up throwing away. So let's go ahead and throw it in the trash. All right, so it looks like we have the sections that we need. Oops. Just one more section to trim off, so we'll go ahead and do that. All right, time to actually install the nozzle into the rocket body. So I'm going to grab the nozzle here, and with your trusty E6000 Plus, I'm going to apply some glue to the Q-tip, like so. And then apply glue around the outside of the nozzle. Just kind of rub it around that. A nice coat on there. That should be good. And we'll go ahead and slip this into place. You want to make sure that this notch here in the nozzle is aligned with the engine hook. That'll allow for that engine hook to be able to move appropriately when you put the engine in. See that? All right, so we're gonna let this glue dry for a bit. All right, for our next step, we're going to be attaching the fins and the launch lug. So I'm going to locate your fins, and then of course we're going to be attaching the stabilizing strakes that'll get fitted into the fins. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. Actually, make this a little bit cleaner. Use our famous Q-tip here. Apply a little bit on each side. You want to make sure this notch is facing down. Go ahead and put it into position. It's nice and flush. Apply some pressure so it sticks. And then we'll go ahead and add some glue at the joints. Go ahead and apply a bit more pressure, and don't be afraid to use your finger to smooth the glue into position. Make that nice and smooth and clean. All right, and we'll let that sit for 1 minute, and then we'll start on the next fin. All right, time for fin number 2. glue applied nice and evenly. Make sure the notch is facing down. And per the instructions, you want to make sure there's a 120-degree separation between each fin. Okay. Add a little bit of glue to the joint here. Looking good. All right. 2 fins into position. Let's go for fin number 3. Add a little bit of pressure. Nice and smooth. The other side of the fin here. So with the instructions, they have a little diagram of what the 120-degree separation between the fins looks like. You can see it right there. Just want to double check it kind of looks close as possible to the instructions. That way it'll fly properly. All right. And then let's go ahead and install the stabilizing strakes. Our Star Wars heroes. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and slide these into the notches on the fins. Pretty simple. Here's number 1. Number 2. And number 3. Beautiful. That's what it should look like.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
All right, so with our final step, we'll be attaching the shock cord and gluing that to the inside of the rocket body. So we've gone ahead and cut out the shock cord mount. It's just a piece of paper. So what we need to do is just put a little bit of glue on spot number 2. Just go ahead and squeeze a little bit on there. And then with the shock cord, just line it up with the glue area that you've squeezed on. And then fold over 3 directly on top of 2. Like so. And you'll just want to hold that for about 1 minute, and that'll get it nice and secure. And then repeat, add a little bit of glue, and then fold over this last section like that, and hold for 1 minute. Glue seeping out on the side. It's getting a little bit messy here. My apologies. And that should be good. So we need to get this installed. Need it to be 1.5 inches from the this portion of the body. So it's going to be somewhere about in this area right here. So you can just apply a dab of glue onto the side, and then go ahead and slide it in. Oops, coming apart a little bit here. Coming apart a little bit here, so let me try this again. Add some pressure so it sticks in there. All right, so we'll go ahead and let that dry for a little bit. Just a few more steps we got to do, and that is preparing the recovery system, aka the parachute, which is going to attach to the nose cone along with the shock cord. So let's go ahead and get this parachute into position. Just want to get these strings lined up here. Get it a little bit tedious. Let's see if we can get this done. One shot here. Do a little eyelet hole in the nose cone. Set it through like that. open this area up, pull the parachute through, and then pull. Boom. Got a nice little knot that's not going to come undone. Pretty cool. All right, now let's get the shock cord locked in the position, and the instructions call for a double knot through the nose cone. So make sure it's nice and tight. Knot number one. Hey, I just want to thank you guys for joining me today. I know it was a little bit tedious getting through this portion of the build, but I appreciate you sticking in there. So with the next video, you'll see the rocket will be painted. Let's get this down a little bit there so you can see it. The rocket will be painted and will be ready to launch on the next video. So again, thanks again for joining me today. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm going to put a link at the end of this video where you can go back and take a look at the other portions of the rocket build. So yeah, see you soon.